welcome. Peace and blessings to you all. Happy Thursday. Hopefully everybody's doing amazing on this beautiful Thursday morning. We have another cold day today. We gotta take it for what it is. Be grateful. We get to experience another day on this lovely earth. So I wanted to share something that happened to me yesterday, and hopefully it helps somebody in case they find themselves in a situation, you know, just like not give it any mind or so. So last night, right, this customer just parked in the middle of the parking lot, and she's like yelling. She's yelling or talking very loud, and I can tell she is like, there's something bothering her, but I can't hear what she's saying because I'm inside the Bay Area. And so I'm walking towards her, right, to see, because she's a customer. And so I'm walking towards her to see if, you know, if I can assist her with something, because I wasn't like hearing what she was saying. And so as I'm getting closer to her, and we have a good distance, right, well, I was like, I'm sorry, I can't hear you. She was like, are you the manager? I said, no ma'am, I'm not. She was like, then I don't want to talk to you. I was like, oh, sorry, you know, I was just trying to assist you. Well, I don't need your help. Okay, you know, my apologies, right? And then she proceeds with walking up, like she passed me, and she proceeds with trying to talk to another coworker. That another coworker noticed the same thing that I noticed, that she was very upset. So he started walking towards her, right? And she starts talking to him, and then I go, she wants to talk to a manager. And she was like, I don't want to talk to you. I want to talk to him. I'm like, okay, fine. And then she's like, my husband's giving me an attitude because the oil light is still on the dashboard, and me and him got into a big argument because you guys are so irresponsible. And she's going off. And all I simply said was like, he'll get over it, you know, like basically kind of implying that it's not a big deal. And she just was like, I don't want to talk to you. So I just walked away, right? I just walked away. And another employee came over to her, and as he's approaching her, she points her finger at him, and she's like, and I definitely don't want to talk to you, so get away. And so he just starts, you know, like laughing or so, and then he just walks off as well. And it's just like, okay, like, you know, we try to help you, lady, you know. Basically, my point is, just because the customer got into a fuss with her spouse, right? Look at the attitude that she feels the need. Look at the big scene she feels the need to create, because she can't control her emotions, because she is so aggravated at her spouse that she went back to where she got her oil changed to create a big chaos. When that is so simple to take off, it's not a big deal. Seriously, having the light to the oil change after you got the oil change is not a big deal. We can either go to Google real quick and take it off, or just simply do exactly what you did. Go back to where you got your oil change and let them know that you still have the light on, and they'll take it off. It's not that serious for you to be so rude to others who are trying to help you. Like, that is so uncalled for. And so, you know, I was just like, I just brushed it off, and I was just like, I'm not gonna let this bother me. You know, I know I did my part where I'm trying to assist her, yet she feels the need to talk to people in such a rude way. And it's just like, all right. And actually, when I said, you know, I'm just trying to help you, she said, well, I'm getting help already, I don't need your help. Okay, fine, you know, fine. So with customers, man, you could Sometimes if you offer help, they get pissed off. If you don't offer help, they get pissed off. So it's just like things that you just can't let it get to you whatsoever, you know. Again, I used to be in that boat when, of course, I mentioned previously where I was younger, and if somebody did something to me that I didn't like, I would be extremely mad. But at the same time, I knew better than not to go to somebody else and give them an attitude because of what somebody else did to me. No, I just kept my distance, and that's it. I just wouldn't talk to the person that did whatever to me, you know. If you hurt me to that extent, I wouldn't talk to you. I wouldn't want to be around you, and I would just keep my distance. Just that simple. The only thing is that I would be mad. I would be mad all day, all year, how long it took until I heard an apology. If I didn't hear an apology, then I would just be like, whatever, I don't want to talk to you. That's it. It was just that simple. But now, you know, things are totally different, and I understand that many people, I'm open-minded, right? Many people don't understand how, I guess, offensive or how hurtful they can be. And so I'm more understanding now, and into understanding that we are all raised differently. So what may be wrong for me may not be wrong for you, because it wasn't taught to you, or it wasn't taught to me, or you know. So again, that's why I say it's always good to always learn from each other. No race, no culture is better than the other. You know, we're here basically to get to know each other, to respect each other, to learn from each other, like how I said. It doesn't matter where you come from. If you are an immigrant or so, I am an immigrant myself, you know. I got made fun of because I wasn't born in the United States. But it doesn't make anybody better because you're born in the United States or not. So, like how I said, it's about respecting each other, respecting each other's culture, each other's religion. There is no religion better than the other one, you know. The most important thing is to believe in the one and only God. There is one God, so we just got to believe in God. Your belief is your belief, my belief is my belief. There's a reason why you're practicing your religion. It may be because you're actually following your religion. Some are just going through the process because it's a tradition, I believe, you know, so they feel it's right to continue with the tradition. As far as me, I wasn't raised in a religious family. I wasn't baptized. I didn't do no first communion. I wasn't around the church. I did go to a few mass with, I'm not sure who, I believe it was my grandmother, or even when people were getting married. That's the only time I would go into church. But quite honestly, for me as a child, I felt scared. I was afraid to walk into the church. I felt such an uneasy feeling walking into church because of all the monuments that I saw around, all the idols, and I couldn't question anything. I just had to keep it to myself because I was taught as a young age that you don't question anything. You don't question the elders, right? And so I was very uncomfortable with just going in there, but I had to go there because I was a child. I didn't have a say-so. And so now that I understand so much and I'm able to make my own choices, right? This is the religion I chose, and this is the religion I want to practice. I have my reasons. I will be sharing more as far as what I have learned. And like how, again, this is just to broaden people's way of thinking, because I know when we don't know something, of course, we're not going to understand it because we don't know. And so these are things that we're not being taught in school. We're just being taught to have a certain mindset. I wasn't one to have just a certain mindset because, again, I've always been dictated. I've always been told what to do. And it got to a point where it's just like, I'm not going to bow down anymore to anybody, especially when I don't want to do something. No, I don't want to do it because I don't put myself in the only positions just to try to please my elders. And that is not even fair for myself, you know. So I'm not saying as a child to be rude with your parents. No. You still have to be respectful with your parents. At the end of the day, these are your parents. Respect them. But what's right is right, what's wrong is wrong. If a parent is telling you to do something that is not right, you have all the right as a child or as an individual to say no. And sometimes that becomes an issue, because when you do say no, when your parents are wrong, they try to use that against you, and then they want to act, either aggressively with you, or they want to be spiteful. And then they want to be spiteful, and then that creates a child to become spiteful, and then that just creates chaos. And that's the last thing you want to do. And so the most important thing is to try to understand each other, try to understand everybody around you, be open-minded, and see things a little differently than what you used to seeing on a daily basis. And I'm telling you, so much will change. And so that's all I just wanted to say. Yesterday was an experience with the lady feeling that way. I'm sorry. She actually got into an argument with her spouse. At the end of the day, you shouldn't allow anybody to change your mood, to the point where you're trying to just being rude with everybody else. That is again, we live in a very unfair world. Like, nothing's ever going to be fair, but I feel like, I know the power that we have into controlling our emotions, because, again, I've told you, I've been on the side where I would hold a grudge, and now it's just like, you know what, like, it's not even worth my time to get angry. Just be thankful. Be thankful that you're able to hold your composure in times when people are being so disrespectful, and you just walk off. That's it. Just don't waste your time. Don't indulge into that negativity, and at least you tried helping. That's the best you can do. So guys, I love you all for the sake of Allah. Peace and blessings.